You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 11th of June. World Bank maintains India's growth forecast at 6.3% amid global challenges. Pakistan raises defense spending by 20% but slashes overall federal budget. And passengers call new train service in India's Kashmir as unmatched convenience. And now for all the details. The World Bank has maintained India's GDP growth forecast at 6.3% for 2025-26, reaffirming its position as the fastest growing major economy globally. Despite rising global trade barriers and weak export demand, India's robust domestic consumption and strategic policies continue to drive growth, the latest Global Economic Prospects report states. The report highlights strong performance in the construction and services sectors, supported by a rebound in agriculture and steady rural demand. These sectors are key contributors to job creation and income generation. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's financial year 26 budget introduced a shift in fiscal focus, aiming to reduce the debt to GDP ratio to 50% by financial year 31. This move reinforces the government's commitment to long-term fiscal discipline. While the World Bank flagged risks like global financial tightening and trade uncertainties in South Asia, it emphasized India's resilience and advised strategic trade partnership to cushion external shocks. Globally, growth is projected to slow, but India remains a bright spot, proof of the country's economic strength and policy foresight in a challenging global environment. Canadian political commentator Josh Udall has called Prime Minister Modi's G7 visit a pivotal moment to reset strained ties between India and Canada. He believes the summit offers a strategic opening to address contentious issues like Khalistan while building a forward-looking trade partnership.
As Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has invited India's PM Narendra Modi to the G7 summit, political commentator Josh Udall has said this marks a chance to reset strained India-Canada ties and an opportunity for meaningful engagement, especially on the contentious Khalistan issue. Udall said relations under former PM Justin Trudeau were shaped by domestic politics, particularly NDP leader Jagmeet Singh's alleged links with pro-Khalistan elements. With a new government in Ottawa, he called the invitation a soft restart, a signal from Carney to move beyond past tensions and build a trade-focused, mutually beneficial relationship with India.
I think it's a big thing for Canada because as we've seen, the last time Prime Minister Modi came to Canada was 10 years ago. And that relationship between him and Justin Trudeau was very tenuous. So now that Trudeau's out of the way, Jagmeet Singh is out of the way, we have this quote-unquote new parliament. This is going to be Mark Carney. This was a gesture from Mark Carney to like, hey, we're going to restart this trading relationship. Let's forget what's in the past. Let's move forward to what is ahead. And that's why I say this is also Modi's opportunity to have those conversations to try and tie what he wants from an extremist perspective in terms of the Khalistani group and tie it to some economic outcomes with his relationship with Canada.
Josh Udall warned Canadian public perception is skewed, with Khalistani voices dominating the media and little awareness of India's security concerns. While Carney may dismiss anti-Modi protests, real change will require strategic diplomacy and sustained dialogue, making the G7 summit a crucial first step in rebuilding trust.
That is going to be, it'll be interesting to hear the conversation and what comes of that meeting between Mark Carney and Modi to be able to kind of develop some trading relationships, develop some positive outcomes for both countries. And this right now, what we see here in late June, this is the moment. And however this goes is how it's going to dictate the relationship moving forward. If it goes well, India and Canada will come closer together all of a sudden. And it might be a long game for Prime Minister Modi to get everything he wants. And it's going to be a long game for Mark Carney to get everything he wants. But this is going to be the start of that relationship. And if that first meeting goes well, this will be a positive moment for both countries moving forward.
Moving on. Pakistan has unveiled its annual budget with a significant 20% hike in defense spending, even as overall public spending sees cuts. While the government cites national security, critics say the budget ignores key sectors like exports and offers little relief to ordinary citizens. A report.
In the wake of recent border tensions with India, Pakistan has raised its defense spending by a steep 20% in its 2025 to 2026 annual budget, presented on Tuesday by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's government. The country's defense is of prime importance to the government. For this national obligation, 2.55 trillion rupees, that is $9 billion, are being allocated, Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb said during his speech. Although people in major cities expressed they are not happy with the budget and the overspending on defense.
आज का जो बजट है वो अवाम दोस्त बजट नहीं है। ये आज का जो बजट है ये ताजिर दोस्त बजट नहीं है। इसके अंदर जो क्लॉसेस रखे गए हैं, शिकें रखी गई हैं, जो अब तक जो हमने पढ़ा है वो इतनी हमें मायूसी हुई है, यूँ कह सकता हूँ मैं, क्योंकि इसके अंदर एक्सपोर्ट के लिए कुछ नहीं रखा गया। जो इस मुल्क में तरक्की की एक ही रास्ता है और वो एक्सपोर्ट।
बजट में सबसे ज़्यादा रखा है सलामती के लिए, पाकिस्तान का आर्मी के लिए वो बहुत ज़्यादा रखा है। डिफेंस के लिए ना बहुत ज़्यादा बजट रखा है। उसे थोड़ा कम कर लेता था, उस पर कम करके चलो दूसरा उसमें दे देता। जो 15% होता है, 20% समझ में आता था, 10% तो मैं कहता हूँ ये पहली दफ़ा है कि 32 साल का मैंने तजुर्बा में ये तमाशा है।
Pakistan also projected a deficit of 3.9% of GDP against the 5.9% targeted for 2024 to 25, and inflation was projected at 7.5% and growth at 4.2%. Economists warn that monetary policy alone may not be enough, with fiscal constraints and IMF-mandated reforms still weighing on investment.
And food aid remains the only lifeline for millions grappling with acute hunger in Afghanistan, the World Food Programme has stated in a post on platform X. For many Afghans facing hunger, this food is their only hope of survival, it said. World Food Programme team continues to navigate harsh terrain and remote mountain regions to deliver essential supplies. However, a sharp decline in international funding has severely impacted operations. Over 23 million people are facing food insecurity due to prolonged conflict, economic collapse, and climate-related disasters. Since the Taliban takeover in 2021, Afghanistan has plunged into a deep humanitarian crisis. International sanctions, frozen assets, and a sharp drop in aid have crippled the economy. A series of droughts and flash floods have further worsened agricultural productivity, increasing rural vulnerability. Humanitarian agencies have repeatedly urged the global community to scale up support, warning that time is running out for millions. Moving on. Sri Lanka will increase its household power tariffs by 15%, its power regulator said on Wednesday, a key step in the island nation's efforts to secure the next payout of a $2.9 billion program with the International Monetary Fund. Industries will have a hike of 20.5%, while businesses in the tourism sector, a key foreign exchange earner for the island nation, will see their power prices rise by 20.2%. The chairman of the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka, KPL Chandralal, told reporters the revised tariffs will go into effect from midnight. Sri Lanka's new government, headed by President Anurakumara Dissanayake, reduced power prices by 20% in January, which raised cost recovery concerns for the country's power monopoly held by state-run Ceylon Electricity Board. An increase in power tariffs was a key prior action for Sri Lanka to implement to secure approval for a fifth installment of $344 million from the IMF. Sri Lanka's economy crumpled under a severe foreign exchange crisis in 2022, but has rallied faster than expected, growing by 5% last year following a bailout from IMF in March 2023. And the newly launched Vande Bharat Express in India's Jammu and Kashmir between Srinagar and Katra is drawing praise from passengers, with many describing it as offering unmatched convenience, making travel much easier. Passengers have hailed the launch of the train as a great move by the government to connect Kashmir with the rest of India. With the commencement of this route, many believe Kashmir will witness a sharp rise in tourism, as Vande Bharat promises a fast, reliable and scenic journey through the valley.
और वंदे भारत में कल सुना जैसे ही तो हमने 6000 की टैक्सी जम्मू तवी की कैंसिल की, पैसा गया। फिर वंदे भारत में हमने पूरा टिकट लिया, शाम को टिकट लिया 7 बजे और अभी हम यहाँ पे 8 बजे पहुँच गए। और बहुत अच्छा लगा। मेरा हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम होने की वजह से काफ़ी सुविधा हो गई।
वंदे भारत आज से जो शुरू हो रही है, सभी यात्रियों के लिए, टूरिस्ट के लिए, जो इवन ऑफिशियल काम से भी आते हैं, उन सब के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी सुविधा है। क्योंकि जो लोग पहले फ़्लाइट लेनी पड़ती थी, फ़्लाइट में भी उतना ही टाइम लगता था। अभी मैं जम्मू से आया हूँ, लेकिन अभी तो वंदे भारत फ़िलहाल कटरा तक जा रही है, 2 महीने के बाद शुरू हो जाएगी। तो जम्मू तक भी अगर हो जाती है तो 3-3.5 घंटे में आदमी जम्मू पहुँच जाता है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi flagged off 2 Vande Bharat Express trains from Katra railway station, connecting the Jammu division with Kashmir via rail, marking a milestone in strengthening the rail connectivity in Jammu and Kashmir. This launch comes in the wake of the recent Pahalgam attack and India's Operation Sindoor against terrorist hideouts in Pakistan last month. And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.